Alfred had done an event in Jamaica, and I'll just quickly describe the event because it's kind of illustrative of how the boat worked. We went to Jamaica at the invitation of the Jamaican government, the Nature Conservancy, and the objective was to try to save Montego Bay's coral reef. The problem was that it was a very popular tourist attraction. The hotels were getting bigger. The fishermen had to fish more fish to feed the tourists. The hotels expelled a lot of effluent, and it was creating a lot of growth on the coral reefs, and that prevented the sunlight from reaching the coral. Normally the fish would eat the algae, but because they were being overfished, the fish weren't eating the algae and the coral was dying. Well, if the coral dies in Montego Bay, the beaches go, and so does the tourist industry. So they have a tremendous incentive to try to do something about it, and they had asked us to come down with a Pajaro High, which was at this point fairly well known. It had just finished with about 40 events in the last couple of months and on the coast of the States. And we went down to Jamaica. And the idea was we would invite scientists, government figures, the heads of the tourist industry, the fishermen, all the participants, put them together on the boat. Then bring in some, maybe some celebrities. At that time we had Princess Caroline of Monaco and her brother, Prince Andrew, I think it is, on the boat, and their kids. And so this it drew a lot of attention in the press, and we had article after article about the Pajaro High and why it was down there. We were cruising over the reef, and what it essentially did was focus on the issue, make it suddenly become important. It got a lot of press, and now it would be kind of difficult to back down and do nothing. So the end effect was that they ended up creating the Jamaica's first national marine park on the coral reefs of Montego Bay. That's the kind of thing that the Pajaro High did. But over the years, it became obvious to me that most of what we were doing was treating the symptoms in attempting to fix the environment, correct environmental problems. We were creating the symptoms of processes that human societies were undertaking. And that it would be far better to tune the societies, perhaps, so we didn't have to treat the symptom, or that the symptom wouldn't even occur, the destruction of the rainforest. So when the original Pajaro High went down, we decided to build another Pajaro High. And this Pajaro High took us 12 years. The objective was to inspire the indigenous people and the people of the Dadian in general to build something truly remarkable. So we built a boat where everything on the boat is built by the people of the rainforest, including, for example, the stainless steel rigging was carved by the very same Indians who do the tagua carvings, this very minute carving that's part of their culture. Beautiful carving that they do out of vegetable ivory is called tagua. And the skills they had in their hands were easily transposed to the creation of rigging, you know, out of stainless steel. We sent them raw materials down and taught them how to shape it and grind it and polish it. They did beautiful work. And that boat carries all of this on it. So everything about the boat was really built by these people. And the purpose was to give them an opportunity to learn new trades, new skills, apply their basic talents to items or to work that could perhaps earn them a lot more money. And then the mission, ultimate mission for this boat, which was now twice the size of the first Pajaro High, this is a 92-foot sailing ketch. We have sailed with 300 people on board, which is really pushing it. But that was in the jungle, and the Indians are very tiny. So 300 Indians isn't the same as 300 gringos, you know. But the purpose of that boat was to carry the Indians all over the world, really, talking to other indigenous groups to try to figure out what were the traps that these other indigenous groups fell into in the course of the hundreds of years in the past. And then to try to understand why did these things happen, what were the positive things that happened, what were the negative things that happened. Try to understand enough so that they themselves wouldn't fall into those same traps. And so when they finished the boat, they took it up to, we took it on the first leg of the Odyssey through Washington, D.C., New York, up to Maine, and visited many indigenous groups, invited them on board, did many events. We did, let's see, 40 events in 3 months in 20 cities, and in each would have press conferences, and the Indians would explain what they were doing. These were Indians out of the rainforest who had never seen the ocean, many of them. And when they left the rainforest, the first thing they hit was the edge of a hurricane. And these people were so frightened, they went down below and got in the fetal position in their cabins. And the second time we hit the fringe of a hurricane, they stayed on deck and they grumped around. But the third time we were in a hurricane, and it just turned into a tropical storm in Ernesto off Block Island. And on that occasion, the Indians were joking around, they were just having a blast. And we were doing 13 knots with bare poles, no sail, no engine. And we were just screaming along, and they were just having a blast. So they really got used to it, got courageous about it. They spoke eloquently about what they were trying to do. And the objective is to give them alternatives so that they can create their own future and not have it imposed upon them from outside. We haven't been very successful at doing that for indigenous people all over the world. One of the first things they lose is their independence, their initiative, and they wait for the big, wise, powerful outsiders to help them see what they should do. But this robs them of their self-esteem, and it's a very dangerous, slippery slope, and ultimately they do nothing, and we see that all over the world, indigenous societies having a terrible time of it. These people are